Hey guys, welcome to my studio. This is Paint with Lovejoy. Thanks so much for joining me today. In today's painting, we are going to do a tribute to Robert Indiana, one of his iconic love images. And this intro is actually going to be for both videos. You'll have two options: the traditional Robert Indiana with a white outline, or the option with a paw print in the O section. Just for those of you that are pet lovers. I've had success with both of those in my class. So this video is geared towards first-time and beginner painters. So just have fun with it and relax. What you're going to see in this video is in the description box below. There is a link to a traceable, and that traceable is a way for you to get your original image or that initial composition on your canvas before you start painting. And for my first time and beginner painters, this is a very helpful tool, so do look into that and utilize it. All right, another thing that you're going to see in the description box below is a link to a supply kit. And in that supply kit is everything that you need to create this particular painting: your colors, your brushes, your surfaces. So check that out, grab what you need, and then come back to the video. With this video and many other videos on my channel, I encourage you to make this your own. Swap out colors, change things up. You have permission to be creative and be expressive. Like I said earlier, this video is geared towards first-time and beginner painters. And keep in mind that the more that you paint, the more comfortable you get and the better you get at it. So please, this world is so crazy and it's not getting any less crazy. So please find a way to have a creative outlet at least once a month in your life. It's a very therapeutic process to have. All right, so enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, this is going to be a fun painting, so hopefully you've got all your supplies together. Turn on your favorite music, grab your favorite colors. I do want you to kind of take this in your own direction, and as always, make sure you take your progress photos. So once you've got your traceable transferred to your canvas, we're going to take that large brush and straight red paint, and we're going to fill in all the letters and that paw print. And I'm using that large brush and kind of using the edges of the brush. I want you to kind of play with the pressure. Notice that the more you push your brush against the canvas, maybe more the brush strokes show up. A little bit lighter pressure and more paint on the canvas, you can kind of smooth out some of those brush strokes. So again, just kind of play with the pressure and get comfortable with the brush while you're working on this painting. Now, if you are using student grade paint, which is what I'm using here in the video, you'll notice that it is kind of transparent and the brush strokes show up quite a bit. We will be reapplying a second coat of this at a later step in the painting. So that kind of helps with the opacity by putting 2 or 3 layers on there. If you are using artist grade paint, you may not need to apply a second layer. And for my first time painters, if you find out that you end up liking painting a lot, slowly move up to the artist grade paint one color at a time, because it is a bit of an investment, but it's a nice consistency to move up to. And again, if you're one of my first time painters, take a deep breath, relax. You're doing a great job. I tell my students that the only way to fail at painting is to not paint at all. So you are already successful. Once you've got your letters filled in, go ahead and take your progress photo. And we're going to be moving in to fill in the background spaces. And again, this is your painting, so make these any color that you want, anything that might match your house or the person you might be giving this to. Get creative, get expressive. The design of today's painting was inspired by the Robert Indiana love painting from 1967. It was kind of became an icon, but where the paw print is, it was actually a tilted O, and that was his painting. So this is just kind of my tribute to his painting for all my pet owners out there with the paw print. So as you can see on the video, if you happen to get some of your color in your background color, just wipe it off and reapply. If you would like to wait for your red paint to dry before you apply your background color, feel free to do that. Same when we do our second layer of red, you'll want to let it dry before we apply our outline. And again, with all my paintings, most of this is just recommendations and things to try. I want you to trust your instincts while you paint. They are naturally going to be kind of pushing you in a curious direction and a place that you kind of want to go and figure something out. So trust your instincts when it comes to painting and just kind of see where it leads you. Again, if you're painting right now, take a deep breath and just relax. If you are painting a stretched canvas, continue that color over the side of the canvas. Just makes it look nice when you hang it on the wall. If you're painting a panel, you don't have to worry about that. And I think I'm switching between the small flat brush and even the pointy brush. Again, use whichever brush size and shape you feel is going to work the best for the space that you're working on. And again, it's okay to switch brushes. And if you overlap your red or anything else, don't freak out. You can always reapply the color again after it dries. All right. And hopefully while you've been painting, you've kind of forgotten that the world's out there and you're just focused on how the paint feels, covering up the canvas space, and really just kind of relaxing. This is the reason I paint, is to escape the world. I tell all my students that there are plenty of stresses in this world. It is up to you to find your outlets, and painting is a good creative outlet. So try to find your way to painting at least once a month, or some form of creative outlet and even physical exercise. The world's not getting any calmer, so you got to do what you can to maintain. All right, so here you're noticing that I'm kind of going with darker and lighter colors at the bottom. I'm adding some white towards the top. And this is a wet on wet blending method. Given the name, wet on wet, both shades, the medium teal and then the white or lighter teal, are both wet. So just like mixing your colors on your plate, we're just doing that on the canvas where the two colors meet to kind of soften the line. And this gives us a gradual gradation from one shade to the next. Again, it does not have to be perfect. Nice. And you'll see that the more you move your brush, the more it kind of eats up that color. And this is something just fun to play with. You can do this in any painting that you do. All right, pause the video, take your progress photo. And we're going to go back to the red paint or color of your choice. And we're going to go back and fill in all the letters and the paw print. Again, I like the big brush, so I end up using the edges of the square tip in a couple of different manners. Try a few for yourself and you will find your comfort level with it. And if you want to switch colors, you want to do something funky, you want to put polka dots, hearts in there, write your dog or your cat's name somewhere in the paw print. You can use a Sharpie marker, or you can even just use the brush. But again, take this in your direction, be creative. And whether you change the painting or you paint exactly what's on here, send me a picture of what you paint. Tag Paint with Lovejoy or email paintwithlovejoy@gmail.com. I'm starting to see a bunch of pictures from students from the YouTube channel, and they are just wonderful. It gives me a lot of encouragement to keep making videos. So send me what you paint. So that way I'll keep making videos. All right. So I hope you are nice and relaxed. hopefully let go of any stresses that you had before you started painting. And I'm always honored when you take time out of your day to spend it and watch one of my videos or paint along or just listen to the video. I'm grateful that this is a outlet and source for you. Because really, if you guys weren't watching it, I would not be continuing to make the videos. Alright, and here I did move down to the smaller brush. If you need to use the small flat brush or even the small pointy one, go right ahead. And if you need to correct any of your shapes by overlapping your background colors, go ahead and do that now. And you can apply your paint a little bit thicker in those areas. Nice. And you might notice that I come in kind of at a 45-degree angle to the canvas with the brush to kind of help smooth out some of the paint on there. And it's that way so the tips of my bristles are not touching the canvas, because that's what kind of leaves some of the brush strokes. So give that a try if you need a bit smoother paint coming in at that 45-degree angle. Now, before you move into your outline, do take your progress photo, and I recommend that you let it fully dry, so that way you don't have any of your red paint that mixes with the black. And then you also have kind of a nice dry and level surface to move your brush along with the paint. And we are using the small pointy brush for this. Same with the other brush. Mind your pressure. Kind of keep about a medium pressure on here. And you are overlapping your background and some of the color of the red of the letters in the paw print. So that way, again, you can clean up any edges, any lines, and it kind of gives it a bit of a pop art, bold feel to it. Again, change the colors, put polka dots on it, do whatever you want to make this your own painting. And while you're making these lines, make sure you're breathing. We do tend to hold our breath, thinking it is to our benefit, when in actuality, it is just the opposite. So the more that you can learn to breathe while you're doing these brush strokes, the more comfortable and the more confident you're going to be at making those brush strokes. You'll be more in tune with your breath and your movement. All right, and these paintings make great gifts. I'm really enjoying seeing the trend of the adult and even all ages handmade gifts. That's never a bad thing to do for people. The fact that you spent time to create something and that you are giving it to somebody to make them smile. All right. If you really are nervous about making these outlines, you can let your red paint and everything dry completely. And you could try using a Sharpie marker or even a paint marker. Feel free to get kind of mixed media with these. Both might work a little bit differently based on how thick or how globby your paint dried. So again, just adjust to what you need given the circumstances and the supplies that you have. But this is coming along really nicely. It looks really good. I hope you guys are pretty happy with your painting. And thanks so much for taking time out of your day to paint with me. I think it's pretty awesome and I am honored. So until next time, happy painting. Cheers. Hey guys, I hope your paintings turned out really cool, and I hope you had a good time and relaxing time while you were painting. Hopefully if you were using your student grade acrylics, you painted a little bit thicker and you got a little more comfortable with applying that. If you had your nice artist grade paints, hopefully you enjoyed the consistency of that. But please keep painting, keep going. As you upload these to social media, please tag me at Paint with Lovejoy or hashtag Paint with Lovejoy. It really helps me move forward as I see you guys paint these paintings, go through the videos, and it helps me as I make new things in the future. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to paint with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm honored that you guys are spending time on my videos and going through the process, and hopefully, like I said, you are a little more calm and a little more relaxed because of it. So look forward to painting with you in the future. Until next time, cheers. Honored. We're gonna wait for the plane and do that again. All right. Is geared towards first-time and beginner painters. Let's try that again. We're gonna wait for the plane.